Welcome to the latest installment of The Village Idiot. Today, the Village Idiot is Gavin frickin' Newsom. Anyway, I recently was in the hospital for COVID, and this is real, people. COVID is a real deal. I was intubated and put into a temporary coma. That's why you haven't seen me for a while. But I'm back. I made it out alive. And I left the hospital Christmas Eve. Let me tell you something. The workers that the medical assistants and the nurses and the doctors and everything, they are fighting a battle that is incredible, and they are they're heroes in my book. So let me just let you know that these people are working a night and day to save lives. I shouldn't be here. They actually wanted to pull the plug several times. My family, we are very, let's say we believe in things, and we are very devout, and that's not how we go out. If the Lord wants to take us, that's a different story, but we're not going to pull a plug on somebody's soul. So my wife refused to have that done. And the whole time I was aware. I was in a coma, but I was aware of things that were going on around me. So if you ever have a family member that's in a coma, they're aware of things. How I know this is they had a TV in the room, and it played the worst episode of Criminal Intent that I've ever seen in my life. It was about this coffee baron, and so I just was telling my daughter about it, thinking maybe I'm just imagining things in a coma that I've already seen or something. And no, that is a real episode of Criminal Intent. And I was not responsive to being intubated. I sat up many times, and so they had to use paralyzing drugs to calm me down because I could really hurt myself under the intubation. And so they gave me paralyzing drugs, and they would come in and tell me that everything's going to be okay. We're going to get you out of the intubation soon. Your breathing's not where it needs to be. So and I would try to say liar, and they didn't. Of course, I had tubes in my mouth, so I really couldn't say anything. It was more of a grunt or whatever. But I remember they would come in, and I would lift my hands, and I would flip them off like, "You're lying to me. I'm gonna die here." So three days went by, and they were like going to my family, "Hey, this is serious. He's not responding well. If he comes out of it, he is going to be in trouble. He's going to be maybe a vegetable, as you can see, not." But I've been through a lot of therapy for my words and for my strength and moving, and I've had speech therapists and physical therapists and such like that. So I've been a month out of the hospital. I'm doing well, but I still have a ways to go. At first, I was talking very slow. I don't want to say retarded or anything like that, but I was very slow. And the words that I wanted to say in my head were not coming out of my mouth. And I think they called it aphasia or something like that. And But let me tell you why Gavin Newsom is the village idiot. And this video is a little longer than I normally do, but here's why he's a village idiot. He had restructured the money for the nurse and medical workers rules. Like there are rules in California. You can't fire somebody, or you have to give them breaks, and the regular rules for employment. But he restructured that for money's sake. Money's sake. And these people are working overtime like crazy, and they're not getting paid correctly. I don't know if you guys know this out there, but it's not right. The hospital controls, and they don't have to abide by the California employment laws. He has stripped them of that. So the hospitals have taken advantage of their staff to the point where it's a problem. These people are great. I mean, man, they treated me when I got off the intubation, because a lot of people never make it. I was a victory for them, and they did everything they could for my survival. I'm going to play some videos of me in the hospital so you can kind of see where I was and where I am today. So, but Gavin Newsom, that piece of work, stolen money from these people, and we need to get them the money that they work hard for. I don't know how, I don't know what I can do, but I know that these nurses work crazy hours. And I had a nurse, Alyssa was her name, and she works at the Redlands Community Hospital. She sat and prayed with me for, it seemed like hours. She just sat with me, and because I would ask him, am I going to die? Because honestly, I thought that I was going to die, because I have some mitigating circumstances of my health. I have diabetes, and I have leukemia, and I thought I was going to die, to be honest. And this nurse, Alyssa, sat with me, and she said, you were on an intubation. You now are breathing on your own. You're not going to die. I'm not going to let you die. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to live? Because if you want to live, it's going to be easier. You got to want it. You got to try to move in your bed, because I couldn't move because my muscles and everything were so weak. I couldn't turn over. I couldn't grab anything. They had to take a swab with this and put it in my mouth, and because your mouth gets very damaged from the tubes from the intubation, and you can't even eat. You can't swallow. It's very, very traumatic. But this nurse stayed with me, made sure she moistened my mouth, and she prayed with me. And I remember her because of her dedication to her patients. I'm sure she did that with all of them, because it was very real, or the way she operated her I don't even know how to explain it, but thank you very much, Alyssa. If you ever see this video, this is a thank you to you. I'm going to show you some video right now, and you could see kind of where I was in my hospital stay. I was probably, I don't know, 11 days into it. I was out of intubation. I was in another unit where they took care of me until I could eat. So take a look at that, and And I might sound a little weird and say a little weird stuff because I was very, very drugged, to say the least. But, you know, if you can just listen through it, and here it is.
Update. Still having some minor issues with breathing, but going to occupational rehab center to rehabilitate my lungs and make sure that I'm strong enough to make good quality decisions for my life and other people's life concerning coronavirus. This is a real thing. I almost didn't make it, but when God gives you a second chance, you gotta take it. So I would watch out, all you cheating politicians, backwards dealing, double-handed. I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you, you bastards. Killing Americans. Killing us.
So that video was me in the hospital, and I'm doing bad. I was doing better there. I got my phone. It was the first time they would let me have my phone, because they were afraid I was going to call everybody and get excited and get overworked and stuff. But I made it. I'm alive. COVID is real, and these heroes in the hospital need to get paid what they need to get paid. Gavin Newsom's a piece of shit. And Garcetti even did it worse for the Los Angeles area. So Spaghetti Garcetti and Gruesome Newsom is responsible for a lot of deaths. I'm letting you know that. Their blood is on their hands because they're greedy, and they took money away from the hospitals to operate with overtime. And you can look into it. I'm not going to make your mind up, but from what I saw in the arguments, not the arguments, but the conversations between nurses, because I was aware of things and I heard them and I know. So anyway, I'm alive, and I'm going to do more Village Idiots, but they're going to be different. I vowed when I got out of the hospital that I would do things a little differently. And so the Village Idiot's going to change a little bit. I hope you stay tuned and watch it. And I love you guys, and I'm alive, and I'm happy. And I'm at my daughter's now. If you see the background's changed a little bit, makes you think. So I'm at my daughter's doing some rehab at my daughter's house. And I love that girl with all my heart. And so I hope you enjoy this video. And we're going to talk more about things in a different way. I'm not so, let me put it, I'm not so Trumpist. Trumpist? Trump is. Still appreciate our president in the past, but that's the past. Let's look forward to the future, and I hope you enjoy this edition of the Village Idiot. And I hope you have a nice day.